And here is the very simple chart for getting this luff tension and luff position perfect. So if we're too high in the bands and the tension is too tight, we're going to tighten the diagonal to bring the top of the sail down. Okay? So if we're too high, as in we're, if this red line here was all the way up at the top of the bands and the luff tension was really, really tight, we would tighten the diagonal tie to bring the limit of the top of the sail down. Bringing the top of the sail down is going to loosen the luff tension and lower our position. Okay? So you can take a photo of this chart, and if you use this chart to get your luff tension and your luff position perfect and follow the process that I've shown in this video so far, you're going to be 100 times faster than you've ever been before in the water. So our setup here, our tension's about perfect. If anything, it's slightly tight. And we're higher than, actually I like where we are, but for the purpose of teaching someone this for the first time, I always like to aim for the exact middle. And we can see we're about 2/3 of the way up. So we'll say that we're high and we're tight. So what do we want to do if we're high and tight? We want to tighten that diagonal. So when we tighten that diagonal, it's going to bring the top of the sail lower, which is going to loosen the tension of the sail. It's going to become looser, and we're going to see it drop to the middle of the band. So this is a very small adjustment I want to make. I basically want the sail, this red line, to move down the mast less than its own thickness, like half of its own thickness down the mast. We just want it ending up the slightest bit lower, and that's going to loosen up our luff tension. So we can see this is a very, very, very precise kind of control setting, and any one of these mast ties, if you have them tied right now, is going to be corrupting what you're actually seeing on the sail. So I'll go ahead and pull the rig out. We're going to have to pull it out of the boat and to get to that diagonal tie and tie it. And you might have to do this 100 times when you first start out to get it right. You might have to take the mast in and out of the boat, more times than you'd like to. And that's what you have to do to win sailboat races. You have to be willing to spend more time on your setup than anybody else to really make sure your boat's dialed in perfect. And that's why so many good sailors do come out of the Optis, because a couple of them actually figure out that you have to do that. So I'll give this diagonal an adjustment and we'll see where we end up.